goal 30, and what an important one it turned out to be. Look at this, he just moves inside of the box, pulls it onto his left foot, and then he rifles it in off the post as he puts the bulge in the back of the old onion bag. Tremendous opportunity. Collymore, as you just said, had been out of the game for so long. He gets this one onto his left foot, and out of nothing, he makes a brilliant goal, Mike. He really strikes it well. It's well wide of the keeper. Keeper has absolutely no chance to...
Harsh decision, something we thought at the time, and even in hindsight, perhaps even worse than that.
Well, he comes in very high, and it doesn't look as bad when you see it on the replay. The referee had a bad angle on it. He does come in with the foot up very high, a dangerous-looking play.
So Derby then down to 10 men, and they really defended well, but then were beaten in the 75th minute with Stan Collymore with one of those goals that occasionally they go in. It did that time.
Well, it's opportunism elite. He pulls on the ball. There's a couple of defenders around him. Carbone is there. He just gets it onto the left foot. He nails it just inside of the post. Tremendous effort.
Brilliant for Chelsea since he arrived in the Premier League. The English press are convinced Gianfranco Zola is the man to stop in England's forthcoming World Cup qualifier against Italy at Wembley. Within 60 seconds at White Hart Lane, Zola's free kick had been headed down by Eddie Newton and turned into his own net by Spurs defender Sol Campbell. The Chelsea manager, Ruud Gullit, had left out Gianluca Vialli, but his third Italian, Roberto Di Matteo, did play, and on current form, he'll be in the Italian side at Wembley. Di Matteo's rising shot from 30 yards underlined Chelsea's superiority and the class of Di Matteo, who's been rather overshadowed by his compatriots since arriving in the Premier League. For the second match running, Spurs introduced Darren Anderton, but it was an hour before they managed a meaningful shot on target. Andy Sinton did force Kevin Hitchcock into a fine save, and Tottenham did put together a frantic spell of pressure towards the finish that led to David Howell's first goal of the season, headed in from Anderton's cross. But Chelsea haven't lost at White Hart Lane in 10 years, and they were worth their win.
Aston Villa are currently short on confidence, and how it showed against Sunderland. Peter Reid's team sensed Villa's insecurity, and Jan Eriksson on his debut nearly punished them. Villa weren't really in creative mood, but towards half-time produced a goal to ease their nerves. Scored by Savo Milosevic, his first in 6 games. It was to prove the most significant moment, but Sunderland returned home feeling they were worth at least a point. They thought they'd earn one too through John Mullin late on, but Mark Bosnich denied him with a stunning save. This was Villa's first league win since the start of the year.
Coventry City's spending continued this week. Gary Breen, the Republic of Ireland defender, joined from Birmingham City for £2.5 million. Breen made his debut at Sheffield Wednesday and didn't make an auspicious start. Caught on the ball by David Hurst after 5 minutes. Andy Booth's shot just missed the target. Coventry settled and had their moments. Once again, Darren Huckabee looked their best hope of a goal. And after a typically pacey direct run, Huckabee was denied by the in-form Kevin Pressman. But this wasn't a game big on quality. The second half was rather drab and summed up by Graham Hyde's glaring miss. But another draw for Sheffield Wednesday, who've now lost just once in 17 League and Cup games.
Goalkeeper Tim Flowers has been outstanding for Blackburn in recent weeks, and he's had double cause to celebrate. The Premier League's latest Player of the Month, he's also been recalled to the England squad for the Italy match. His Blackburn teammate Graham Lasso was also named by Glenn Hoddle, confirmation that his recovery from serious injury is almost complete. A 3-minute spell towards half-time settled the match with West Ham. First, Kevin Gallagher putting Rovers ahead on 36 minutes, this to exploit some nervous defending. West Ham's concentration was lacking again as they went further behind. Chris Sutton nipping in for his 11th of the season, with stand-in goalkeeper Les Sealy a bemused, if angry, spectator. At least West Ham rallied in the second half, and substitute Rio Ferdinand, nephew of Les and normally a defender, made the most of being pushed up front to give the scoreline a more respectable look. But Blackburn, in truth, were comfortable winners.
Russian international Andrei Kanchelskis has left Everton to join Fiorentina in Italy's Serie A for £8 million. Kanchelskis came to England in 1991 and immediately became a key figure in Manchester United's revival, helping Alex Ferguson's men win 2 league titles as well as the FA Cup. But after a fallout with Ferguson, Kanchelskis moved to Everton in a £5.5 million deal and was top scorer in his first season. This season, his temperament and poor form left manager Joe Royle with no option but to cash in. He's the most expensive player ever to leave the Premier League, and he'll be missed. No Kanchelskis on Saturday, but there was an awful lot of pressure on Joe Royle. Everton's dreadful run had led to the dreaded vote of confidence from Chairman Peter Johnson. But Goodison Park was speckled with pro-Royle banners from fans, and at the end of the first half, Royle's side came to life. Fullback Earl Barris almost scored his first goal for the club. But just 2 minutes into the second half, Royle was breathing easier. Duncan Ferguson latched on to Graham Stewart's flick, nimbly slipped around Mark Crossley and scored his 8th of the season. Crossley made several fine saves before Everton made sure they would not be setting a club record of 7 defeats running. Ferguson's header hit the post, but Nick Barmby followed up, and Everton had their first league points since before Christmas.
So, checking through the weekend results, no